Yes, is no exaggeration at all. There is something huge in the sky that you cannot see. Something that, compared to the moon, is 6 times larger. And to make it even more fascinating, this object is slowly growing every single moment. But this is not an exception. The night sky is full of enormous objects that are completely invisible to our eyes. They are out there, above us, yet hidden in plain sight. Today, we will not only talk about them but also reveal how you can actually see some of them for yourself. Before diving into these celestial wonders, we need to understand why something so huge can remain invisible to us. The culprit is, surprisingly, our own eyes. The human eye detects light by letting it pass through an opening called the pupil. In low light, the pupil expands to let in more light. In bright conditions, it contracts to limit the amount entering the eye. The light then travels to the retina, where specialized cells, cones and rods, convert it into electrical signals that are sent through the optic nerve to the brain. Only then do we see. Cones are responsible for color vision and work best in daylight. However, in darkness, cones are not sensitive enough. This is when rods take over. Rods are extremely sensitive in dim light, but they come at a cost. They only allow us to see in shades of gray and with low resolution. This is why, when you wake up at night and walk to the bathroom in the dark, you notice your surroundings look colorless and blurry. It's your night vision at work. And in the vast darkness of space, this ability becomes a superpower. Many celestial objects are so incredibly far away that by the time their light reaches us, it is extremely faint, like a lighthouse seen from hundreds of kilometers away. The farther you are, the weaker that light becomes. The same happens in space. There are astrophysical objects that are unimaginably bright, yet so distant that they appear invisible to us. A perfect example is the very center of our own galaxy. Most nights, you simply cannot see it because so few light rays reach our eyes, and light pollution from cities makes it even worse. However, in the right place, with patience to let your eyes adapt to the darkness, the Milky Way suddenly appears in the night sky, stretching like a ghostly river of stars. Now you might wonder, if we can see the Milky Way this way, could we do the same with other invisible objects? The answer is not always. Our eyes have limits, the size of the pupil, the sensitivity of rods and cones, and the sheer amount of light required to notice faint objects. For many distant bodies, not even the best eyesight in the world could reveal them. But don't worry. Today we'll explore the wonders you can uncover. With something as simple as a pair of binoculars, you can collect more light than your eyes alone, and start discovering hidden treasures of the cosmos. Let's begin with a story that started centuries ago, with a man named Charles Messier. In 1681, astronomer Edmund Halley realized that a particular comet appeared near Earth roughly every 76 years. When the predicted return date came, astronomers all over Europe searched the skies, eager to confirm the calculation. Among them was a comet hunter named Charles Messier. One night, Messier spotted a curious blurry patch in the constellation of Taurus. He waited to see if it moved, but it stayed in place. It was not a comet. Messier, frustrated, only wanted to find comets. So he recorded its position to avoid mistaking it in the future, and labeled it as Messier 1. This simple action gave birth to one of the most important catalogs in astronomy, the Messier Catalog, a list of 110 objects that aren't comets but could easily be confused with them when hunting the sky. That blurry patch, M1, turned out to be in the exact spot where, centuries earlier, Chinese astronomers had documented a mysterious guest star. For nearly a month, that star had been visible even in daylight before vanishing. What they had witnessed was a supernova, an exploding massive star, and Messier had just recorded its remnants. Later, astronomer Lord Rosse studied M1 and drew what he saw. His sketch resembled a crab, though it is still a mystery how he saw a crab in it. Since then, the object became known as the Crab Nebula. This breathtaking object is a pulsar wind nebula, formed from the remains of that supernova. At its core lies an ultra-dense neutron star, a pulsar rotating 30 times per second. Its immense magnetic field channels beams of particles that sweep through space like a cosmic lighthouse. We call it fittingly the Crab Pulsar. Seeing it in detail requires a powerful telescope. Through binoculars, it will appear as a faint gray smudge between Taurus's horns. For something easier to see, we turn to the Pleiades, the closest open star cluster to Earth. Hidden within Taurus, these young stars were born from the same gas cloud and are slowly drifting apart. Surrounding them are clouds of gas and dust that reflect their light, creating a beautiful bluish glow. This effect, called Rayleigh scattering, is the same process that makes Earth's sky appear blue. Halfway through this journey, if you're enjoying these cosmic discoveries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. New videos full of fascinating science are uploaded every week, and your support helps bring more of the universe to everyone. Next, let's visit another spectacular sight, the Orion Nebula. Located just below Orion's belt, this massive cloud of gas and dust is a stellar nursery where new stars are forming. Unlike reflection nebulae, the Orion Nebula emits light. The intense ultraviolet radiation from its young, massive stars ionizes the surrounding gas, causing electrons to jump between energy levels and release photons. At its heart lies the trapezium, 4 bright stars whose powerful radiation shapes the entire cloud. But there are still more types of nebula. One fascinating class is the planetary nebula, named not because they are planets, but because early astronomers like William Herschel thought they resembled planets in size and color. Planetary nebulae form at the end of a sun-like star's life, when it sheds its outer layers, leaving behind a scorching white dwarf. With binoculars, you can spot 2 of the most famous ones, the Ring Nebula in Lyra and the Dumbbell Nebula in Vulpecula. They appear as faint little blobs, but behind that faintness lies an incredible story of stellar death and rebirth. And finally, it's time to reveal what that thing 6 times larger than the moon really is. It is not a nebula at all. It is our galactic neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy. In the early 20th century, astronomers debated whether Andromeda was part of the Milky Way or an entirely separate galaxy. Using advanced techniques, they finally confirmed that Andromeda lies far beyond our galaxy, about 2.5 million light-years away. The fact that we can see it so clearly even from such a distance means that it is truly colossal, larger than the Milky Way itself. Andromeda is the largest galaxy in our local group, and it is slowly moving toward us. In billions of years, Andromeda and the Milky Way will collide and merge to form a new giant galaxy. Don't worry though, the stars are so far apart that it's unlikely any of them will physically crash. With good binoculars, you can even spot Andromeda's 2 small companion galaxies, M32 and M110, orbiting nearby. If we could zoom in, we would see billions upon billions of stars, many likely with planets of their own. And over the coming millions of years, they will slowly approach inch by inch until the 2 galaxies become one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through the hidden wonders of the universe, make sure to subscribe and explore the channel for more incredible stories about space, science, and the cosmos. New videos come out every week, so there is always more to discover.